All right, start it.
Hey, some of our best materials is like zero.
All right, we're back down in the Chief's Pit for part 2. If you missed it, go to the Petty Brothers, and we got part 1 there, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed doing it.
Really good.
So right now we're going to dive right back into where we left off. So we were in the Daytona, and well, I guess I should introduce ourselves. Timmy Petty, Mark Petty, and Richie Petty with special guest Kyle Petty. So here we are in the Chief's Pit. Timmy Petty, take over.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, in the first part, they wouldn't let me talk about this because I was wanting to talk about Christmas or something. But no. All right, so we kind of hit on this a little bit, and I won't stay on it long. But I've had lots of people throughout my career ask me the first time I went to Daytona Beach, and I'm like you. I don't know exactly, but I can tell you I was there in '66 because we're both in Victory Lane, and I had one of them Western jackets with the fringe on.
Yeah,
I want one of them right now.
I know.
They just don't
That'd
fit
be styling.
Yeah.
Hey, you be
and my
styling.
boots. And my boots was
You be
stuck.
styling.
It's
Well,
like,
there's a picture around here. And I have to
it's
dig it
not
up.
about me, but I just want...
But it's got you and him sitting on a donkey or something, or a pony on the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah.
On the beach.
So-
They used to take a.
okay,
they
good,
bring it
good.
up and
Yeah,
down the beach, and you take.
I'm glad y'all said
That's
that.
true, man.
Yeah, it is.
So
That's true, man.
this is about
Yeah.
being a kid at Daytona Beach.
So that was your first horsepower.
So, and don't get me wrong, I'm thankful, blessed to have been a part of it. And, you know, I'm like you, I don't remember it, but this is what I do remember. We stayed, and I thought we stayed in houses, but you corrected me.
They're right next door. Yeah.
All right. So instead of cement to go out to the beach, they had these coral reef pavers.
Yeah.
And here I am trying to catch you, I'm sure. And I fall down and knock the bark off my knee. Them things hurt.
That's hurt.
They're like
that's
razors.
Not, that's not
So I think
asphalt.
that
That's
is-
not concrete.
Yeah, not only does it kill the
I didn't
environment,
push. I didn't push. He was chasing me. I didn't push.
but he probably did.
Timmy was only that.
Well, I was
I know,
talking about
that's
Christmas or something.
Timmy looked like a twig blowing across the beach. You know
I
what
was pretty tiny.
Wormy.
Yeah, that's what Daddy called me.
Wormy. He did call him Wormy.
So anyway, he
That's
says,
good, man. I forgot
now
about
what was
that.
the name of the motel?
Royal Beach. The Royal Beach. Now let me tell you about the Royal
I'm
Beach.
glad you remember that.
Okay, the Royal Beach was, and I know because have good friends, George Cable and Dee Dee Cable. Dee Dee's family owned the Royal Beach. She used to babysit us.
I knew somebody did,
Dee Dee
but I
used to
didn't know who
babysit.
it
Yeah,
was.
Dee Dee and her sisters used to babysit. So
Because they would be going to the banquet.
That's exactly right.
Yes,
They would
yes,
go to the
yes.
banquet. So anyhow, so this is
Let me get this for. These guys are a lot older than us.
Oh no, you ain't that much older.
So they got some
older.
they got
A
some
lot older.
they got some
So-
experiences we didn't
so I
have.
have to
This
think-
is what I've been wanting to talk about.
So
I'm
the Royal
glad you
Beach
told me.
had the
Thank
Royal
you.
Beach had so the office was here, and there was a bar right here, and you drove between them, and then it opened up into a motel.
So this is
you just pulled in-
1966,
you just
by the
pulled
way.
in front of your rooms,
Yep.
and all the rooms had all the doors were different
You know
colors.
how long
and
that
listen,
was?
yeah, it's just forever, dude.
Yeah.
But all the doors were different colors. You had red doors and yellow doors and green doors.
And
had
we
to pull
played
up
out there like
all
crazy.
the time, all the time.
So,
man.
yeah.
And the beach was.
I didn't cry when I
10,000
fell, did I?
No, I don't think you ever
Okay,
cried.
okay.
I never saw you cry.
Yeah, right.
So,
I was
but the
a baby.
beach was like 10,000 miles wide. Remember how wide the beach used to be?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
huge.
Well, and
Beach was huge.
that was down in the area where they raced.
Yeah.
Is that
oh,
part
yeah.
south?
Yeah, we were
Daytona?
south. We were
Yeah.
headed in that direction. But that's it. It was Royal Beach.
Okay,
You're right.
All right. So
you're 100%.
And Richie's got some stuff that we've talked about of the other motels that stayed in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then moving
Yeah.
on up, can I move up to 70?
Well, let me tell you. Hold
Okay,
on. I'm gonna
okay.
tell you something. So one time, I'm gonna throw one at you. At one time in the late, probably early 70s, Uncle Morris and Daddy looked at buying a motel.
Yeah,
You're kidding.
Yeah,
I remember hearing that story.
They were going to buy one.
Okay.
They were going to buy a motel. They were going. Okay, and I say motel. They were going to buy one of those little motor courts where you just pull in and there's 10 or 15.
See, that's
rooms
what
on
I
that
thought.
side, 10 or
That's what I
15.
thought we stayed in.
They were going to
66.
buy one, and it was more up towards the other end, north end. It was more towards Flagler Beach, headed that way before you get to Ormond.
I had
More
no
towards
idea.
Ormond. And they looked at 2 or 3 motels down there because they figured. Remember, that's when you used to go to
It'd be like
Daytona for a solid
timeshares.
month. Remember, but you used to go to Daytona
Yes,
for a solid
forever.
month.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
it wasn't
yes.
like you went for a week. You were there for a
So they were
solid-
gonna stay
and then
there
you
when
went
they
back in
needed
July.
to.
Yeah, and then you went back in July.
Okay.
And we always went in July because and even the guys at the race shop, they took their families
Made a vacation
and
of it.
everybody.
In the
It was
July
where they-
deal.
in
Yeah.
the July.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you looked at the year, there were 6 weeks a year that we all spent
Right.
in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they were like, well, if we buy the hotel, we get 6 weeks free, and the other people will pay us because we'll rent the rooms the other
Pretty
time.
good thinking.
And it was a really good thing. It was way ahead of the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they never.
Well, I remember
I was all
grandfather-
excited, man. I thought we were gonna get a swim pool and everything. You know what I mean?
I remember
we were big on them pools out there. All of y'all too.
Yeah, we never seen a pool,
even
man.
though y'all were a lot younger.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I remember grandfather going through there and he'd say, like, Sonny, I could have bought this
That's
property.
right.
For
And we
this
didn't
much."
believe him. We did not believe him.
But he said, you know what? $100,000 in was like having $10 million today.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Okay, so moving forward, in 1970, and like I said, and I've heard you tell this.
Wait on a second.
Go.
Before I forget, they called you Wormy, but
Yeah.
grandfather had a special nickname for you, Timothy Moses.
No, that was grandmother.
Grandmother
Okay.
Timothy Moses.
Because grandmother was big on not giving
Right,
nicknames.
but he was-
would be mad
No,
at you.
he was-
Everybody around here had a nickname.
Yeah,
he
but
was
she's
Mark.
mad.
He was Mark Azimus.
Yeah.
That was
Timothy
legally-
Moses.
Wait a
Timothy Moses, man.
What was Kyle's nickname?
Yeah.
There's a million, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Come on, I don't even know.
I think they just muttered my nickname. They didn't really say
Well,
it.
It was ugly.
As I always
I don't
said,
think
No.
mine was damn it.
No, it was all that. It was all
We
that.
was all that at
Damn
some
it,
point.
come here.
Come here. Come here.
Okay. Can I-
So, wait. I can tell. I don't know what my nickname. I got to tell you this. So
What was it?
So listen, hold on. I was 9 years old. 9 years old, and speaking about damn it, and I was 9 years old, and I was over here, and Granddaddy said you know how he'd hit his golf balls from up there at the corner, and he'd hit them down to the corner where the light pole is,
Right.
down at the other end. And then he'd walk down there, and he'd hit them back. One day he'd hit them all down there, and he'd gone to the glory hole to play golf.
Right.
You know, because Grandma called it the glory hole. So
Yeah.
he'd gone to play golf, and when it rained, he'd just go play poker. But he went to play golf,
Yep.
and so I was over there, and he said, "Hey, I'll pay you if you'll go pick all my golf balls up for me and bring them back up here." So I got a gallon. He gave me a 5-gallon bucket, and I went all down through the field, and I picked up those golf balls, and I'd pull them, and I'd pick them up. It's about 2/3 full. It's a heavy. 9 years old, man. You're dragging that bucket back. So I dragged that bucket back up there, and I went up and knocked on the back door there. You know, where going into the kitchen, and I said, "I got your golf balls out here," and he said, "Here." Give me a quarter. And I said, pick your own damn golf balls up next time.
Did you really?
Oh
He
my
probably did.
gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! By the time I got home, my daddy met me halfway, and he was dragging me back.
Yep.
And Grandma sent me right out to the hedgerow there.
Oh, yeah.
To cut a switch. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Who,
you know,
who tore your butt up?
she did. Grandma did.
That was always fun picking you on
it's
switch,
Grandma.
wasn't it?
It's
Now,
Grandma.
do y'all remember when Lee Boy he had a load of wood up here, and he told us, his boys, take that over to your house. Y'all use that. We sat out there for an hour loading wood, taking it back and forth. Timmy was like 14. He had the tractor when we was younger. We got over there. We loaded all the wood, stacked it up. We're sitting back proud, drinking Coca-Cola and just having a good time. Daddy come out there and said, "Nope, take that wood back over there." So we took that wood, loaded it back up.
We got in the middle of something. We got in the middle of
Didn't know you were
something.
in
Yeah,
that
I had no
And
idea.
then grandfather come out there and he just threw his hands up and said, "Well, I tried to help you, boys." But do you remember that?
Yes.
I do. But the key to it was you did what the last petty
That's
told
That's
you.
right.
That's
The
right.
last one.
That
That's
was the
what-
rule.
That's what was always hard about working here is Daddy would come through and tell you
Yes,
one thing,
yeah.
and Uncle Marcy would come to you, and you'd be over here, and then Granddaddy would come through. Listen, I was here one day. This is a true story. I was here one day in the early '70s. Had to be 12 or 13 years old when they rolled out a race car out of the setup down. They were building it, put it together, and setting it up. They rolled it outside so we could bring Granddaddy's Cub Cadet in
Yeah,
and sharpen
yeah. Oh, yeah.
sharpen the blades on his lawnmower,
All right.
and then rolled it out and come back in because he was the last one
That's
that told
right.
you what to
That's
do.
right.
My God,
You
that's
ever
what
heard
he did.
Warren Prout, the Warren Prout story? I'm going to tell you, I remember Warren Prout telling this, that he started here, and he was in charge of the Chrysler parts and all that, right? And he said, he might have started before, but anyways, he said, Lee Boy come through, grandfather come through first.
It's Lee Boy.
Lee Boy.
Yeah.
And he says, all right, now, you know, if you sell anything for cash, he said, I'm not on payroll. He said, it comes to me.
Yeah.
And Prout said, okay. He said, a little while later, he said, here comes Chief through. He said, you know, Richard drives and all and gets paid a little extra, so anything you sell for cash,
Cash
comes to me. He
That's
said,
right.
okay. He said, a little while later, here come Richard through. He said, you know, now, the deal is anything you sell for cash, it comes to me.
That's it.
And
They
so-
love some
so he
cash,
said-
man.
so
They
he
love
asked-
them.
So he asked Warren, well, what'd you do? He said, every time I sold something for cash, I split it 3 ways.
That's right.
He said, I'd hand each
That's
of them
all
a
you
pile.
could.
And
That's
they were
all
all
you
happy.
could. That's
But
right.
that is typical of
That's
them
typical.
three, ain't it?
That is. Sorry, so I butted in.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we all did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this,
No,
we're
this is
everywhere.
actually better than where I was
No,
going.
no, I like what you.
Now, I was listening. I was going through some old tapes the other night, and it was an interview of Richard, and he was telling the story, and I just busted out laughing because I could see it happening. But he said you got your first mini bike,
I had that wrote down.
Mini bikes.
but
Like Powell loved
Yeah.
it.
but he's out there and he had you on the mini bike and got
Yep.
you going. It told you not to go very fast, only go about half throttle.
That's right.
And then he said he went back in the garage, and then all of a sudden he heard this racket. It told you to stay out in the field.
Yeah.
But he heard this racket coming by the shop. And he's like, "Oh, that son of a gun! I'm gonna go out here and get him." He went out there, and you'd already put Sharon on there, and
Sharon's
she was wide
It's
open,
church turn right. I just put her on it. I didn't tell her how to ride it. I just said
Oh,
ride
my
it.
God.
Well,
going through cars
get
and
the
stuff.
instructions.
No, she didn't get the
But
instructions.
he was coming out there to chew your butt.
Yeah,
But it was Sharon on
Wasn't
it.
me. Wasn't me.
no, we've all got those go-kart and
Mini bike. Y'all had a
stories.
little pea green mini bike.
It was
Remember
a
that thing?
Sprite.
Yep.
It's called a
Remember
Sprite.
that thing?
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Well, I tell the old story about the mini bike. Mama wouldn't let me get a mini bike because
Yeah.
she said it was too dangerous.
Yeah.
But yet she let me get a race car.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly right. That's what always amazed me. Daddy wouldn't let any of us have go-karts, but he'd get you a mini bike. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
here's another
Which is crazy.
example. They would not buy a BB gun, but they'd get you a 22.
22. That's right. Would not buy a BB gun.
Everyone
No,
knows.
not gonna get you a BB.
All
Somebody
right.
gonna get hurt with a BB gun.
Talking about the
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? That's why they say somebody gonna get hurt with a
22
BB
will
gun.
kill you.
You put out an eye with a BB gun.
Now we had the go karts and we built the
Son
go
of a-
kart track and all that.
Yeah.
So we had the go karts. But
Level Dagger.
do you remember do you remember our road course?
From down around and across
Going around,
the street.
Daddy coming across, going around. Yeah.
Come across the street. Yeah. Had to have somebody out at the end of the road to see when the cars was coming.
That was before we had a lot of traffic.
Yeah, there was no traffic.
Right,
There,
so
there
you
wasn't
could-
really
you could
no-
run
We got
wide
a bunch
open.
of go-karts.
Because you go down y'all's driveway, around the circle, back up the driveway.
Well, we both-
cross the
we
highway
all
and
had
back down
ovals,
over and come
so
down.
we'd have a different
That's
track.
exactly right.
Yeah, circle drives.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
had circle drives. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going back to Daytona.
Wait a minute. One more, and then we'll get back to Daytona. Remember, what was that thing? That Jeepster car y'all had?
The
Commando.
Yeah, looked like a car, but it was a Jeep, whatever.
Yeah.
And y'all like one of the dogs in it, and he ate the dash
Oh,
and
yeah,
seats
yeah,
out
yeah,
of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man!
He tore the crap out of
He
it.
tore the crap
He
out of the
sure did.
inside
I
of
don't know
that
if it
car.
wasn't Daddy that did that.
It was Cherokee. Remember the old black dog?
But
He got locked in.
He got locked in the
and-
car.
and then he chewed
Man,
his-
he
destroyed
ate that-
the inside
of it.
Destroyed it. He ate that dash out of that car, dude. I remember that. But I don't know why that just popped up. I'm sorry.
No,
We're just talking about the
no.
go-karts.
We've got
The,
hundreds of stories like
Commando,
this. This could go on
that was
forever.
all of our first car.
That's a great car.
Oh, it was good.
That's great. Whatever
All
happened to
right,
that
so
we sold it to
forget
my
Daytona.
father-in-law.
thing? No way.
Yeah. But anyway, I learned
Last
how.
time we see it was on a punch board in Random.
No way.
I tried to take this corner up here coming back from school one day without lifting at the stoplight.
Yeah.
I had that thing up on
Oh,
two wheels.
Yeah, man.
On the Jeep?
That's a good car.
All right.
Man.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to Daytona yet.
Okay.
So we all claim this junkyard back here
Yeah.
is ours.
Yeah.
Because that's where they always send us, and you too.
Yeah.
Because I remember when y'all lived at where Mark lives
Yeah.
now, and Lee Boy had this. It was an old cattle truck or something.
Yep.
That's what they
Remember
used.
that wooden?
Yeah.
That wooden sides.
So
on it.
you and
Yeah.
I would play out there a lot, and you'd always go get the half-empty rattle cans.
Yeah, remember them?
And make bombs because we've all done it. You know, make
yeah.
bombs and but he played out here just as much as we did.
So when I was a little one and you were out here, we're pretty much where this building's built.
Yeah.
Is so they had the cattle thing like you're talking about, but they had 5 or 6 old race cars.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just old race cars. Still had seats in them and still had
Some of the convertibles.
yeah, and they
Yep.
still had
that
seats
was
in 'em.
actually over there on that side.
Yeah, but it was still here.
But
Yeah.
they still had the seats in them, and they still had the steering wheels with the tape.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
with taped
Yep.
up, man.
Well, your daddy
And
always did that.
Yeah, and I'd sit in those seats, man.
Oh, yeah.
We,
making
we all
racing
sit, you
sounds.
sit in those, make those racing sounds.
Yep.
You drive those wrecked cars 10,000 miles in an afternoon, man. Because you come down here and play in the junkyard all the time. There was so much stuff down here to play
Because
with.
Daddy would tell us in the
Get
summer.
outta here.
He'd tell us in the
Oh, that's
summer.
right.
He said, when I go to work, y'all leave.
And I don't want to see you.
And he said, don't go back over and aggravate your mama till I come home.
That's
I
right.
don't care where you go.
I don't care where you go, just stay out.
And
That's
there was
where we all
plenty
were.
of places to go.
There's plenty of places to go, but we were all you went at 8 o'clock in the morning. You were
Yep.
out of the house and you couldn't come back in until it
And that's
almost
usually
got
where
dark.
you was at, was out
Yeah,
here in this
out here in the
junkyard.
junkyard, man.
I got-
we all played in the junkyard.
I got scars from out here just ripping
So,
my hands open.
I will tell you
and
this.
stuff.
So I will tell you that. You
Yeah.
talk about those shake cans.
Yeah, yeah.
So played baseball up here, you know, and you kids that come around. Dennis MacArthur, he lived up here much. So Randy and Rodney from down there. So I knew what would happen. So when you come up here and you'd have well, eventually it was Ken Perkins, but before that it was some other guys, and they'd burn trash, just
Norman Hall and people like that. Yeah.
So you just have a big old barrel and they burn trash. Well, I'd make everybody stand around it. We'd throw a paint can in.
Yep.
And when it went off, man, it's like a rocket.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
We've sent him up to his house.
Listen, I've seen him hit guys
like
in the
mortars.
chest. I've seen him hit guys in the chest, man, and take you down.
And you're laughing at him.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
If somebody's arm was fucked, he'd be laughing.
Now, we were-
Could have been me too. Though.
We were a
It
little
was like-
smarter. We built a pallet bomb shelter.
Oh, we did.
We threw
We
it in there.
just threw and just stood around it like,
and
send
Lee-
it, send it.
Petty would be mad as
Now,
hell.
I think them brake cleans. That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
good. That was a good
Yeah,
experience.
but we
Yeah.
didn't have brake clean back
Yeah.
when it was paint can.
Paint can is all we had.
All right,
All
back to Daytona.
I'm sorry.
Are we going to? Do we even
Yeah,
hear
go.
about
Let's go
Daytona
back. Let's go
anymore?
back
Yeah.
to Daytona.
All right.
Always do.
So, the Superbird comes along.
Yep.
69 to 70.
Yeah.
They switching over for. We've actually had multiple conversations about
Yep.
this, but we're talking about motels and places we stayed, and near and dear to our heart. But we had a nickname for it. It was the Sea Dip. What
Yeah.
do we call it?
The flea dip.
That's exactly
The
right.
flea dip, baby. The flea dip was still there a few years ago, man.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
down there. And I think Clyde went down there the first race.
Might have.
With the 40. And then they later got the two snub-nosed Dodges,
Yeah, they
which
got
was
the
what we
two.
called the ice cream truck.
Yeah, because they had.
We've had a truck
They
deal,
would. They
too.
would have probably gone with Clyde, honestly, because they had.
In
when he had the
February.
Ford. Yeah, when he had a Ford, they had a Ford truck. They had a snub like
Yeah.
like a Ford
seen
truck.
pictures.
Yeah,
Cab
you've seen
over
pictures.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a cab over. And then as soon as they went to the two cars, and that, then yeah, they eventually got the ice cream truck that I ended up using when I started.
Exactly.
I mean, that
Well,
was the
it was
cab.
actually shorter
Yeah.
because we put it.
Yeah, we just put it-
used
we
it
just
for
put
a
it
tractor.
It was a
back and
tractor.
forth. Yeah.
It was a tractor, and then we just used it for.
But this
for me,
is not
we
the
just
trucking
used it.
episode. We'll get you on.
Well, you know
that.
that trailer that you pulled with that was one of our first
Yeah,
trailers we
that's a
pulled
great
with.
trailer, man. That
Yeah.
trailer would go forever.
But here was a funny
That's a
story.
trailer for
Here's
it,
a
yeah.
funny story about that. I'm 18 years old. We hook it up to a regular pickup truck.
Yeah.
And Daddy says, "All right, I'm gonna teach you how to drive a trailer." So we go out there. I run up to Wits, and I come back, and he says, "We'll go up to the highway." So I come through the light, and it starts to. The red light comes on. And I'm trying to get on the brakes. That thing pushed me
Pushes,
through.
man. That-
And
oh,
he,
no
and
doubt.
he said, "Well, you won't do that again."
Yeah, but that
That's how
trailer-
they taught us.
But that trailer weighed. That trailer was a heavy
It
trailer.
was.
Oh, yeah,
that was a
they were
heavy
equipment trailers.
trailer. Yeah, it was
But-
equipment trailer.
But
That's right.
whether it was getting in a race car, pulling a trailer, or whatever, they would tell us, "Go do it.
Go do it.
Figure
That's
it
right.
out.
Figure it out.
So the flea
Figure it
dip. We're still
Yeah.
at flea dip.
Let's go Flea Dip. Flea Dip had an indoor pool too.
So this is when Richie and Les Bars first came, and they
Yeah.
were hippies.
They
in
were, man.
1970,
Yeah.
and
Straight out of
because we all
Chicago.
had short hair.
Yeah. Not them.
And I remember. Do you remember eating at? It was like a cafe, and I just remember the heat and lamps and
Oh yeah.
in the seat.
In the C Dip. Yeah.
So I just
Yeah. It was
nobody else knows what
Yeah,
I'm
it was
talking
there.
about when I tell them that.
Remember, it was on like when you
I
went
don't-
into
I
the
wouldn't-
place.
I
It
wouldn't-
would have been on.
Well, you
it would have
wouldn't
been on
even-
the
well, you
left
was
side.
born. It
Yeah,
was-
see,
you-
that part would have been on the left side of the because they had a game room and
It was a
pinballs
nice
and
motel.
pinball.
Then.
It was a really nice
Yeah.
motel, man.
And
That's
then-
where everybody stayed. Like we stayed there. Pearson stayed there. Allison's eventually stayed there. There were a bunch of people stayed there. A lot of people.
You know, we
that
could
was
do a
always the
whole
fascinating-
episode on just motels.
Yeah, but that was always the fascinating part. Like when you go, is like they'd all go to the racetrack and try to beat each other's heads in.
Yep.
And then they go back to the hotel and everybody stayed in the same place.
Well, you remember
And
the
we
water?
had
All the
like
teams stayed in the same
high
place.
dives,
Yeah,
all
and that's when a team, and you know, that's when a team, you had, it was Daddy and Uncle Mars and Grandma and Granddaddy, and then 3 or 4 other guys. And that's all that went to the racetrack. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't like you go now where there's 400 people.
but like you
a
said-
team would only take up
Do
6
you
or
remember
7
the
rows.
watermelon fights?
Oh gosh,
Oh, yeah.
man.
They-
Oh,
for-
look,
they
Grease
beat-
watermelon.
They
Grease
beat,
watermelon. Remember those things?
they
man?
beat each other's heads in for a watermelon.
Trying to get it up out of the pool. man.
Did you
drown
look at
each
my
other?
list? He
Drown
looked at
each
my
other
list.
trying to get that grease. It's just like
The pool
Just
parties in July. I mean, we're skipping
Yeah.
back and forth in February, but it doesn't matter. Those were the most fabulous things, and see, we stayed like you said, we stayed down there for weeks at a
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
And we get the efficiencies.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
Daddy
right.
would go to sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they would always cook.
Yeah.
And we'd eat together
Yeah.
at night.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we kind of went over on this deal.
That's all right. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. What else you got? You got anything else? I tell you what. You know it.
I do have more stuff.
Well, so hold on. And so I learned. I got to tell you this. 2 stories. Two Daytona stories. So
I started.
Grandma.
Okay, yeah.
This is before y'all. So Grandma one year, Grandma Petty made us swimsuits.
Oh boy.
Okay, nice swimsuits. And I know you had to. You may not remember it because let me tell you what happened. So nice swimsuit with a nice little. It's like It's like a nice little shirt, coat, short sleeve.
So it's like an old time 1900s.
Yeah, you know, so you walked out, man, and I had on this orange, I'll never forget, man, orange and white flowery design, and I had this orange and white flowery coat.
Was you proud of it?
God, I
Man,
wish
you
we
can't
had a
even
picture of
believe
that.
you can't believe how proud. Okay, so I had all this on, and Lynn, everybody was there. Everybody was there, and everybody was dressed the same. I mean, theirs was different colors and stuff because she had made the girls' swimsuits too, and they all had. You had to wear swim caps at the time. You know, they didn't let people in the pool without wearing your swim caps and stuff. So they all wore swim. The guys didn't.
I don't remember this.
So hold on.
I don't.
Hold on. I jumped in that pool.
Shrunk.
No, you know what she made them out of? Towel. You know how heavy a towel
Oh my
gets when
God.
it gets wet?
So you drowned.
When I came up, I was buck naked.
No kidding.
Bathing suit was on the bottom of the pool. And I don't think anybody else got in the pool. That's why I said I don't think you'll remember. My bathing suit was on the bottom of the pool, and they wrapped a towel around me and took me back to the room and put a thing on. And when I did learn to swim down there, they I took the lifeguard was teaching us all how to swim. You might have been involved in this too. So they'd throw money, and you had to hold your breath and go down and pick up quarters or pennies and stuff like that. Well, I was big enough that I could.
Cheated.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Cheated it.
so I could reach. So here's what happened. So I'm reaching, and the lifeguard, the female, the girl, she grabbed my head and pushed me under. And I had hung out at a race shop just enough that I knew enough words. Until when I came out, when I came out of the water, oh my gosh, man, I must have just gone crazy because Mama made me sit in a room for 2 days. She made me sit.
Must
in the
have
room.
been pretty ugly
Yeah,
stuff.
she made me sit in a room for 2 days, man.
Now,
And that was not, and that would have been at the flea deal. That would have been at the flea deal.
now when we were
Nobody else would call it a flea dip.
y'all were a little older, so y'all was at the racetrack working.
Now at least he's calling us a little older.
Well,
He was calling us a lot
Not a lot anymore.
Yeah, he was calling us a lot
He
older.
gonna fit on this.
Well, no, I was going to say, me and him was at the motel playing around. This was in February. When we seen these guys that climb these coconut trees,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
get up to the top, and they'd slide down. You know, they
Oh,
go
yeah. Mistake.
So he tried it.
No way.
well, like in Hawaii and places like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
slick bark.
Yeah.
This is a different
These
type
not-
of palm
that's-
tree. Well, I did this. We got something stuck up in the tree.
Thousands of things.
And I went up in there, and my feet.
Splinters.
What it was,
It's been like porcupine.
Remember
Yes.
the little toys that had a guy, the little
Oh, yeah,
fella
yeah.
in the head?
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
We'd
yeah.
be up
You
on
threw
the
one
ninth
up there.
floor,
Throwing
so
them
we'd
up
be throwing them off the balcony.
I know
and they
exactly
got stuck
what
in the top. of
You
the
know
tree.
we're gonna have to split this in half, so we got 3 episodes
Yeah.
now.
Well, anyway, I climbed the tree,
Big
and then I'm like, well, I can get down here. I just slid down.
Oh, no way.
Mama spent 2 days.
There's no
picking
doubt, dude.
out of me.
Yeah,
it's
those things
terrible.
are. Those
She's
things.
I
careful.
didn't climb it. I was
Yeah.
down at the
That's
bottom.
like him falling on the coral.
I was down at the bottom.
Oh,
of
that's
the
bad.
Oh yeah.
What else you got for Daytona?
Good gosh.
Well, you know, y'all read my list, didn't you?
No,
About grandmother and stuff down there.
No, we didn't.
this is your
This
list.
is your list, man. That's your show.
What was your favorite place to eat when you was a kid at Daytona?
That's good.
Never mind. Forget that question. So
We used to go to Inlet Harbor. Remember when you go to the Inlet Harbor?
Yeah.
down there?
So we was at the Sea Dip,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you was talking about that woman that babysat. But I don't think this is who it was. But I don't remember exactly how far. Well, I want to talk about the Boardwalk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we loved the Boardwalk.
Loved the Boardwalk,
And
man.
those baseball games.
Yeah, because you get
and the
the
go-karts.
Boardwalk
And
is
the
probably about a
go-karts.
half mile.
And the shooting
to-
games. They
half
had it
mile
all.
to maybe a mile. It's maybe a mile. We'd walk it.
So him and
Yeah.
I mean, we're young kids, and there was a family that come down. He was a little older than us.
Yeah.
And we all walked to the boardwalk,
Boardwalk.
without our
Without
moms
knowing it. Yeah.
So we
I
get
remember that
back,
one.
and I think that was one of the worst beatings I
Yeah.
ever.
Well,
we
we
killed-
did the same
We
thing.
would kill that.
Years later, we
But the
did
Boardwalk-
Yeah, because
We-
Boardwalk is not. Listen,
Well, because y'all was
we
out there
walked-
going to get a hot dog,
we
but you went on
we
down
went
there.
and touched the pier because we was like, just kept going. We come back, and everybody was panicking. 'cause
Yeah,
they
that's
didn't
right.
know what
They
happened.
didn't know where you
We've been
were.
gone for 3 hours.
That's right. Because it's
Well,
a good.
we were playing games.
It's a good. It's
Because
a
they'd
good
got that
45
money
minutes
from that
to
dipping
get-
deal.
to get to the
But
thing.
hey, a lot of the kids end up on the milk cartons.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where they picked them up
in
at.
Daytona Beach.
Yes.
That's a rough area then.
Yes.
Remember the rats?
Oh, yeah.
Go get your
Yeah.
airbrush
T-shirts. That was big
Oh,
time.
my gosh,
Every year.
man.
Yeah.
Every year you got an airbrush
I mean, there's some
t-shirt.
shirts around here with it on.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
every year you get an
Yep.
airbrush t-shirt, man. That's cool.
I don't even know what I was talking about before that. It doesn't matter. We've probably.
I don't know what you asked something. I forgot what you asked.
Your favorite
Well,
place to
I'm
eat?
gonna tell you what.
Okay. So we used,
I
to go
think I
we used to go down there to the Inlet Harbor on south, down where the lighthouse
Ponce
was.
Inlet.
Ponce Inlet.
They had them turtles down there.
Had the turtles.
Yep.
That's exactly right, man. They had the sea turtles.
And they had the
come up
Melba
in that.
toast, Melba.
Yep.
Yep.
Melba. That's exactly right. Had the Melba toast. Which
And they say, don't eat all that. You won't eat yourself.
you won't eat yourself, man.
Yeah.
You know. But remember, we used to come because they had that tidal pool there, and that sea turtle would be inside there.
It was
the
that
coolest
cheese
thing.
dip, like port wine cheese, and you just.
It was
put on.
squirty cheese before they
And I
had
loved
squirty
it, and
cheese.
I probably didn't even like cheese.
Well, I hate to be the
Come
party
on, man.
pooper.
We're still going.
We're gonna have to wrap this up, but we're gonna have to have you back.
Yeah, I'll be back, man.
'Cause
I'll be
I
back.
think-
we just barely got
No,
to
it just-
Daytona.
we just
still got
touched it.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
and Vegas,
We
and every
didn't-
other
we didn't
racetrack
got the
we've
steak
been
and
to.
shake, yeah.
Yeah, we got the steak and
Or Cristal.
Oh,
So let us
Mark
know.
Rogan.
Goes here at the gym.
that's good.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments
we can't tell that.
what you thought about this. If you like this content, if you want more of it or
Yeah.
whatever you want,
Please.
We're
give
still
us some
talking.
questions. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
That's my deal.